Hi guys, it's been so long, and today we're gonna talk about signs that you have unresolved trauma. So if you hear yourself in any of those signs, you need healing, ma'am or sir.
Hello?
The first one is you question people's goodness, whether it's healthy relationship or friendship. Whenever something is healthy, because you're so used to people betraying you, people leaving you, people rejecting you, then every time you're in a healthy friendship or a healthy relationship, you're like, nah, like something must be up. Like, why are you acting this good? Like, what's the catch? You know, your nervous system is not at peace. So then you will start self-sabotaging and doing things to the point that the relationship or connection actually ends, to prove your nervous system that see, people always end up leaving, see, and you actually have that become your reality because you're not healed yet, so you're not used to healthy relationships. I feel like my candle kind of bring this warmth to the video. You will self-sabotage and you will just self-sabotage until your reality actually come to pass, until your trauma actually comes to pass, and then your body will be like, well, yeah, see, that's what's supposed to happen. Because when that doesn't happen, then you don't feel at peace because you're not healed yet, so you're not used to healthy, good relationships. There was this story that I actually heard. Somebody was telling a story about somebody else, and they were saying that there was this woman that married like a rich soccer player. Like, he had the money, he had everything, and he was a really good man towards her, and she just wasn't used to that, so she ended up divorcing him. She's like, no, you're too good. Like, that's crazy. Like, nah, you're too good. Like, she genuinely could not accept that it was a good person. She was dating a good person. Not even dating, she married a good person, so she ended up divorcing that person. So that's how bad it could get if you don't get healing, if you don't heal, or just tell your body that it's okay, it's normal. I don't know what to say. You just seek therapy, genuinely. Find ways to heal. You could journal, journal your feelings out and try to understand yourself better. Where did all of this start? I think the better you understand yourself and where things start, I think that's the first step to healing. There's some traumas that are more complex, that does need professional attention, and some type of trauma that with self-awareness and intentional work you could be able to heal. We got to, of course, above all. Yes, no, we cannot just do all on our own. Small things trigger you, like the smallest thing would trigger you, and you just get so worked up or angry about something so little. People around you would even be questioning, like, why are you so angry about that? Like, it's an anger that makes zero sense, and this type of reaction is because something has been triggered, whether it's a boundary that has been crossed, but most of the time, especially if it's the same thing that happened and you're always triggered about that same thing, it can be a trauma response. And you have to sit down with yourself and try to remember, why do I react the way that I am, and try to remember what happened in your childhood, and just try to understand your triggers better. I think the more aware you are of the way you act or react to things, the more intentional you could be about your healing journey. The third one is that you overthink every interaction. If you're a recovering people pleaser, you overthink every interaction. Before you go to bed, you're literally overthinking all the people that you interacted with. Was I too nice? Was I too cold? Did I say the right thing? Did I not say the right thing? How was I acting? Like, you're just so focused on how things went wrong, and it's not normal. I used to do that. Sometimes I still do, and I actually saw someone talk about it, and they were like, it's not normal, and I was like, wait, what? Nobody, like, y'all don't do that? Not everyone does this? And I'm like, no way. That's a trauma response, because you're worried about if you've pleased people enough, if you gave your best version, the version that people accept the most. And yeah, I'm coming there. So there's another one that's related to, you don't trust your own intuition, you don't trust your own decisions. That is a trauma response. It could be one of the reasons where you were punished for making mistakes. So every time that you want to make a decision, you don't trust yourself. If you're the type of person to always like do research, or like ask people, do I need to do that? Should I do this? Da da da. Because you don't trust your own intuition, you don't trust yourself. And when you end up trusting yourself and you make a mistake, you're severely critical towards yourself, because you feel like you don't deserve to make mistakes. And if you made mistakes, something is wrong with you, and you attach your self-worth to the mistakes. And that is a trauma response. In your childhood, you might have been very heavily criticized for making mistakes, for expressing yourself, even for just feeling like you always make the wrong decision. So then you end up and you grow up not trusting your intuition, not trusting your decisions. And that is a trauma response, and that need attention. So yeah, you need to learn how to trust your own decision. And it can start small. It can start small by picking an outfit without asking the whole world whether you should wear or not. By taking yourself out somewhere without bringing the whole world with you. You know? By making certain decisions that you always wanted to do. And think of it as if, like, if I wasn't scared of anything, or this person's opinion didn't bother me so much, what kind of decision would I have made? And you make that decision, and if you do end up making a mistake, you learn from it. So at the end of the day, did you lose? No, because you learned from it and you moved forward. So either way, you're winning. It could either be the right decision, or it could be a lesson. So it's all about perspective. What's the other one that I wrote? So there's another thing. Those are trauma responses to when you're triggered. You either become super compliant, you immediately people please, you do whatever the person asks you. If you're scared of authority, for example, and you messed up or made a mistake, in that moment you're very triggered, so whatever you do, whatever that person asks you to do, you would just do it. You would just be overly pleasing, overly compliant. And it could be at the situation as well, but just by doing that, that's a people pleasing reaction. Like, that's a trauma response, and you end up regretting it later on. Why was I acting like that? Why did I do what I did? It's either that, or you could freeze up when somebody disrespects you or anything like that, or in conflict. You freeze up, you don't know what to say, and it's later on that you're like, oh my gosh, this is how I should have answered. Why did I not say anything? Why did I just sit there and let those people talk to me that way? Why did I not say that? But that's a trauma response. In that moment, you were in fight and flight, and when you're in fight and flight, you froze up. That's a symptom. It's either you froze up, or you just become super compliant, like you apologize for something you didn't even do. The last one, being anxious for being yourself. So you feel anxious, you don't feel comfortable being your authentic self. Your authentic self is who you truly are when nobody's watching. What kind of music do you like? What do you normally do? What do you deeply like? Not what your parent has told you, not what your friends have said. Who are you at core? That's who you are authentically. And being anxious to share that with people around you, and I'm not saying go around and like share your personal stuff with everybody, because that's no, but you simply have a hard time being yourself around people, so you people please, or you self-sacrifice, you do things that you don't want to do, you say yes to things you don't want to say yes to. All of that is a trauma response. It could be that in your childhood you were rejected, you weren't accepted, so now you learn to grow up. I have to people please to be accepted. I have to blend in to be accepted. I have to self-sacrifice to be accepted. That's when it's even hard to say no, and it could be so dangerous. It could be so dangerous. It can be bad if those things don't get treated. But anyways, that's the whole video. If this video helped you, it could even be a good video to help you journal. Honestly, you could use this to journal if you're already seeing a professional and you are intentional about your healing. You could also add that on your notes or journal. Like, it brings comfort. Plus it's raining outside, so you get the vibe. It's so like, it's cozy and it's cold right now. So do you get the vibe? It's cold, it's raining, and I have a candle here, I have my blanket, and I'm making a video. Like, do you get the vibe? Thank you for being here. Bye. I like